Is that loud? This one's for Jimmy. He asked, I've been doing landscaping for years. How do you deal with burnout? I'll share the 3 things that would make me have burnout and what I do to get rid of them. Because in reality, you would get burned out doing anything. You would get burned out being with anyone. You would get burned out from any food. You would get burned out from anything if you did it too much and it's not under your control, if you know what I'm saying, right? So the first thing is, if I'm really, really busy, one thing that burns me out is if I get 10 plus callers a day, week after week, and I'm not replying to them on the day, and then weeks go by, and then I'm a week behind on quotes, and I'm a week behind, not just on the quote, so then 1 week turns into 2 weeks sometimes, and I sit down and it finally piles up, and then people are double texting me, and then I get through all of them, and then I'm okay for a little bit, and then I miss a couple days, and it goes back to being a week's worth of behind. That would happen to me. That's one of my follies, I guess. And I mean, the only solution to that is just try to reply to all your quotes every day. But it's just honestly something that happens to me that I would deal with. I don't have a lot of fallbacks, and nothing really bothers me. I don't really stress or get mad over anything. I think I'm maybe too chill for my own good. But one thing that would get me, that would burn me out, is just being behind on quotes, then having to work and reply with all your current customers and then scheduling them, while in the back of your mind you're like, damn, I got 30 calls, 30 emails, phone calls, text messages, quote requests that I haven't got to. And it just, when you're tired, you don't want to reply to them, so it compounds. Just like you can have compound interest working for you, you could have compound stress working against you. So that's the first one, is just not keeping up with your quotes, right? I mean, you could hire an accountant, I guess, or you could hire someone to do that for you, but I just like keeping it with me for now. So the second one would be, if you're working with customers that you've been wanting to drop for a long time for whatever reason, whether it's the price, the type of customer that you're working with, they're not respecting you, they always pay you late, they ask you to do extra shit, they try to cheap nickel and dime you. It might be too far of a yard. It might be a yard that you landed a long time ago that you don't want to do anymore, but you needed in the beginning. There's so many reasons, but I know how it feels. And again, like, I don't have many fallbacks, but this is something that I would go through a lot too, is I would do yards that I didn't want to do, and I'd tell myself just one more time, it's $60, it's $70, it's a good yard. But even at that, there's just yards that aren't worth the energy or the time to go deal with the customer or the property, right? And every time I've ever thought, you know what, one more time, let me keep it for the money, it's never ever worked out in my favor. It's always just, I've wanted to eventually drop them, and I did. So think about it. It's like, what's the point of having a business? It's to do what you want, to work with who you want, to get paid what you want, right? So, but at the same time, we're not perfect, we're not invincible. Just because that's possible doesn't mean that we do everything right? So if you have customers that you just know that I would say go down and break down. If you don't have a running customer count of how many yards you have on a little Excel sheet, I mean, you could use whatever app, but I mean, Excel sheets are free, and it's just right there, and you don't gotta pay an app or be on on the internet. I mean, I guess it's the internet, but you could have a customer account that has all your customers, all their names, all their prices that you get paid per month, and then you could just organize it from top to bottom, from your highest margin or your highest price customers to your lowest. And then just by looking at that list, you can kind of sift around and see, okay, these are the customers I want to drop. And this one leads me on to my next one, is increasing prices. But you can see, who do I want to drop? Who do I got to increase the price on? You could just look through your whole list, and I think it's good to have that. I didn't have that for years, but now I just keep track of that shit. I just know I have a running count that I update. When I add a customer, I add. When I drop a customer, I remove from it. Okay, and the third one is not increasing prices. So in the beginning, I just thought, you know what, I'll be cool. I won't increase prices because I'm that cool lawn care service. But over time, I realized, okay, that doesn't work. And then people always ask me, how do you increase prices? And because of that, I would ask the same thing. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I would hear people increasing prices all the time. I saw this Saving Green. I used to watch him a long time ago. He had a video where, I don't know if it was real, but he was just calling customers in his phone book on his phone. And he was just going down the line saying, hello, ma'am, just giving you an update. It's going to be a $5 charge increase this year. He's doing it in January, I believe. And that's all he did. So I just figured, fuck, I mean, I thought, I got to do the same thing. I'm just going to keep it simple. I thought, do I got to give a long sob story of like, oh, well, gas prices are increasing and the cost of production for all my tools and materials is going up. So unfortunately, no, that's like, that's too much. I think just tell them, like, everybody else increases their prices on all of us without explanation, all these little freaking goods and services that we're buying. So why are we any different? Just tell them, hey, I mean, just make it fair, make it logical. I think it's different for every customer because every customer is different. Some are already priced well, some are priced a long time ago that I need to increase. Some do such good taking care of me that I wouldn't want to increase the price. I'd rather just increase the value and upsell them other stuff. So I don't think you should just go across the board and do everybody flat, or maybe you should, but I think there's some customers where you know you got to increase the price or let them go. And to do it, I think the best advice is just, you can do it in the middle of the year. Someone said, but that's kind of savage. But I would say just wait till January and just go across the board and go give them a message and just say, this year I'm going to have to increase the price on my mowing for either $5 or $10 or even $15. If that's okay with you, just let me know and I'll continue mowing. And here's the math behind that. Say if you have 10 customers that you're getting paid, I forgot if it's 40 or 45, but let's just say $40 for 10 customers. If you tell everybody, I want to increase the price to $10 for all 10 of those $40 customers, if 2 of them say no, but the 8 say yes, you're getting the same amount of income for 8 customers at 50 versus if you were doing 10 customers at 40. So you're making more money in less time, and all you did was increase the prices, and the customers who weren't willing to spend the extra 5 or 10 to keep you, but they'll pay an extra 5, 10, 100,000 for everything else that is like a big that's like a big corporate whatever versus like a mom and pop, then that's on them. Who cares? Like, it's a free country. They don't have to use me. They can go wherever they want. This is America. So those are my 3 burnout tips. I mean, if you're getting paid what you want, if you're getting paid on every job what you want that you feel like is fair, right? Think about it. If you could just get paid 60, 70, 80 for every single yard, you dropped all the customers that were pain in the asses, that were too far, where the yard's too difficult, where they got trampolines, dog shit, like too many yard ornaments and stuff. You got rid of all those customers, and you keep up and you have a simplified system where you get a quote, you tell them yes, no, and you just move on, and you don't have anybody waiting on you. You're getting paid what you want. You're working when you want. You're not behind on anything. I don't know what there is to be burned out about. That's at least how I go about it. Those are the 3 things that would bother me and burn me out, if anything, but that's how I deal with it. And speaking of burnout too, that's it. All right, peace. What do you think?